again. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, y'all. This thing, y'all, has been getting really crazy, really irate. Hey, baby, my baby Jamil Peterson says, salute, beautiful. Smash the like button, everybody coming in the building. Y'all, we're going to talk about the judge. The judge that is in Carmelo Anthony's case, that is presiding over the case, it has been receiving threats. Y'all know I did a live earlier with the mom speaking out for the very first time. But this has been a tragic loss. Let me say that on both sides of the family. Hey, Bronze, how are you? Welcome. This has been a tragic issue, situation, loss for both all parties involved, right? So we're gonna get into it because they are saying that the judge is receiving death threats after lowering the bail for the teen of the murder, but she lowered the bail and then he was able to get out. But y'all, let's get into it, y'all, because I mean this is crazy, right? This is crazy as all get out. Y'all come in the building, smash the like button. Y'all, let's get into what is going on. So it says a judge in Collin County, Texas, is facing not only outrage but death threats after making a controversial decision to reduce the bail for a 17-year-old murder suspect. Judge Angelina Tucker is now under increased scrutiny after lowering Carmelo Anthony's bail from $1 million to $250,000. Hey, Ken, how are you? Welcome. So, allowing the teen to be released under house arrest. Anthony is accused of fatally stabbing fellow high school student Austin Metcalf during a track meet in the city of Frisco, April 2nd, according to his defense. The teen is described as both an honor student and captain of his school's track and football teams. Claims he acted in self-defense following an altercation with Metcalf. Now, I do want to say, doing my research, I did find out that Carmelo, he's a good, outstanding student person. He's not no savage. He's not somebody who's raised in a one-parent home. He has both of his parents. He's not out in the street causing havoc, doing all kind of crazy stuff. No, he's actually being a very productive part of society at a young age. But like I said, it's sad on both ends, and it's kind of a thin line talking about it because people are on edge on how they feel about it. But y'all, let's continue. It says despite the severity of the changes, Judge Tucker considered Anthony's previous clean record and decided to reduce his bond, igniting much backlash. Y'all, she is catching a whole bunch of backlash, a whole bunch of mess behind it, right? But he's been a good person. He's not a savage. Now I can see if he was a savage, he was out doing this, stabbing people, doing all kind of other things in the streets, running amok in the streets. He's not even doing that. So it says, since the decision, Tucker's personal information has been leaked online and her wait, hold on. And her personal safety has been threatened. So the parents' information has been leaked. They're saying the address has been leaked. It's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. It is very sad, but y'all, let's continue. It says the situation has escalated to the point where the Collin County Sheriff's Office and FBI are now involved. Oh my God. Ensuring her protection with enhanced security measures. So they're talking about the judge. So it says, okay, since the decision, Tucker's personal information, which is the judge, her information has been leaked online and her safety has been threatened. Hey, Just Hope One, how are you? Hey, Rogerio, welcome. Bangda, welcome in, y'all. Smash the like button. So it says that the judge's personal information has been leaked. It says the situation escalated all the way to where the Collin County Sheriff's Office and the FBI are now involved. Y'all, this is crazy. This is really crazy. This is really crazy. So let me see. Okay, so let's continue because this was just put out. So it says, as part of his release, Anthony is required to wear an ankle monitor, remain under strict house arrest, and no contact with the victim's family. Meanwhile, his supporters have raised over $425,000 for his defense, while a separate fundraiser for Metcalf's family has surpassed $350,000. So both families have been receiving donations from the GoFundMe. I believe they were doing GoFundMe's for both families. So they raised a lot of money for both, right? So it says Anthony's attorney, Mike Howard, told Fox, this is a tragedy all around for both families. And I've been saying that this is a tragedy for everybody involved. Both families have, lost something, right? It's terrible. It says there are two sides to every story. No, I don't believe that. There's three sides to every story. That's his side, and the truth, right? Let's just be honest. I always look at it. There's three sides to every story. I don't say two sides. It's three sides, right? It's one person, and the truth. I always say that. So it says Howard further discussed the bond, reducing, adding, this family needs to be able to survive. There's been tremendous pressure, I think, at this point, living in a gated community, given everything, the safety of their younger children is very warranted. Security details and criminal defense are not cheap. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, Art of War, welcome. It's Thank you, Ken. I got him out there. We sent him to the block party. Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Um, so let's continue. So it says Carmelo Anthony's legal team maintains that he acted in self-defense during the deadly dispute with Metcalf. Every Texan has a right to protect themselves when they genuinely fear for their life. Howard said outside the courthouse on Monday, April 14th. He continued, there are two sides to every story. I always say there's three sides, but he's saying that there's two sides to every story. Carmelo is a 17-year-old kid, an honor student, and the captain of both track and football teams. This is a heartbreaking situation for both, and it is. Hey, Waffle, what? How are you? Welcome. Yes, this is a tragic situation, and y'all, his lawyer is smart. His lawyer is coming out so smart. I mean, shout out to his lawyer because his lawyer speaks very well. He is very respectful of both sides. Even though it's his lawyer, he's not bashing nobody. He's just saying let the justice pretty much, let the justice system do its due diligence. There's, tragedy basically on both ends. So, his lawyer, I really, yeah, I really like his lawyer. But let's continue. So it says activist group post bizarre POV video of alleged teen killer Carmelo Anthony after bond release. Um, let's see what it says. Because, there's the activist guy. He's been on there trying to help, help the Carmelo Anthony's family out, trying to do a lot of stuff. But it says an activist group supporting Carmelo Anthony, who is accused of murdering fellow teenager Austin Metcalf at a Texas track meet, posted a bizarre POV style video on social media showing their security team escorting the alleged killer from jail after he made bond. In the clip posted by the Next Generation Action Network, a member of the organization's security team shakes a teen's hand and tells him to get behind us and just stay close as they walk past the media while leaving. There's nothing wrong with that video. If this was anybody, right, this is what you're going to say. Don't say nothing to the media. Don't talk to nobody. Don't even look at them. He gave them the right guidance, right? He gave him the right guidance. Come out. You just get out of jail. Don't say nothing. Don't even look their way, right? Because there's people, trying to, hey, what happened? Asking all kind of questions. We're not going to answer no questions. No, absolutely not. He gave him the perfect guidance when he got out of jail, what he needed to do. Don't look at them people and don't answer no questions. Don't make a peep. Just walk straight. Walk straight. Keep on walking. Don't look up. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Look straight. He gave him perfect guidance, right? So let's go back to the police report situation, right? Let's go back to the police situation and see what happened with the police report. Because they're saying, let me see. They're saying, okay, let me go down here. Okay, so it says the police report reveals that Carmelo Anthony allegedly said after what he said after the stabbing. We already know he was checking, like, hey, is he okay? I don't believe for one moment, y'all. I don't believe for one moment that Carmelo Anthony was just going over there carrying a knife and say, I'm going to stab me up somebody today. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I don't believe that at all. Not one, not by one moment, what, not one mean. I don't believe that. He was a good student, a good person. So let's listen and see. I'm gonna read this report and see what it says, y'all. I'm gonna see what it says, right? Um it wasn't a fight. Austin and his thug twin were trying to jump in. Yeah, that's what from what I understand, right? They are saying from what I understand, even before I read the police report, from what I gathered, they were saying that Anthony uh Carmelo was in their tent, and the one of the twin boys told him basically like, you can't be here, get out the tent or whatever. So he was like, Carmelo, from what I understand, Carmelo was like, don't put your hands on me. If you put your hands on me, you're going to see what happens or whatever. So that's what the boy did. He put his hands and he defended himself. Like, anybody can tell you anything, right? People can tell you anything. But once you start laying hands, it's a whole different ball game, right? You can come and say whatever to me in my face, as long as you don't put your hand on me. But when you put hands on me, that's when the situation will go down south quick, right? I'm just saying. It says police report reveals that Carmelo Anthony allegedly, what he said after the stabbing. It says witnesses to a stabbing that led to the death of a Frisco Independent School District student this week told police the victim and suspect didn't know each other, right? According to an arrest record report obtained by CBS News Texas. It says the incident happened around 10 a.m. at Kerr Kindle Stadium on Wednesday. According to the Frisco Police Department, the altercation was between two students and resulted in one stabbing the other. It says the 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony is in police custody and has been charged with murder. His bond is set at $1 million. And this is like right after it happened. It says the victim, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, was taken to a local hospital and pronounced dead minutes after arriving, according to the affidavit. Witnesses told police Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony didn't know each other. One witness told an officer that they were sitting with Metcalf under the school's tent during a track meet at the stadium with someone they didn't know. Identified as Anthony came over to them. The witness said Metcalf and Anthony the witness said Metcalf told Anthony to leave the tent. When Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, reached inside, and said, touch me and see what happens. The police document said no one thought Anthony had a weapon. One witness said Metcalf touched Anthony. See? So there is where that is where everything kind of went down south, right? Metcalf touched Anthony, right? He touched Anthony. It says right here, the witness said Metcalf told Anthony to leave the tent. Then Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, reached inside, and said, touch me and see what happens. The police document said no one thought Anthony had a weapon. One witness said Metcalf touched Anthony, and another said Metcalf grabbed Anthony. So there it tells you right there, Metcalf touched Anthony and Metcalf grabbed Anthony. Right? 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 So, when you lay hands on somebody, even during an altercation, whatever you arguing about, whatever you disagreeing about, nobody gives you the authority to touch somebody. You can be arguing with somebody all day, all night till you're purple, blue in the face. But when you reach out and touch somebody, that's when everything can change the whole situation, right? And that's what the police report says. This is what I'm reading. It says Anthony, a witness said, Metcalf told Anthony to leave the tent. Anthony grabbed his bag. Okay, so it says one witness said Metcalf touched Anthony and another said Metcalf grabbed Anthony. So either way it goes, Metcalf was wrong. I mean, what do y'all think? He was wrong, right? I mean, he probably, I mean, well, I don't even know what kind of, was it a pocket knife? Was it I don't know what kind of knife was it. What kind of knife was it? Do y'all know? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea what kind of, was it a pocket knife? Was it a big knife? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Willie says, when Will Smith slaps, let me see. When Will Smith slap Chris Rock at the Oscar, he had every right to defend himself, but he didn't. Why? I don't know. I have no idea why, but yes, at the same time, it's a sticky situation. You know, people are in a uproar, like a real uproar. I mean, it's crazy. Thank you, the real mulatto. Thank you. Okay, Spin Brad says it was a pocket knife. Okay. And you guys, let's be for real. Like I said earlier in my life, I used to have a pocket knife, right? I didn't have a pocket knife to try to defend myself, and my intentions of carrying it was for me to cut fruit when I go, if I'm going out, cut some fruit, whatever, it wasn't no intention to stab anybody. So, and we have to look at it. I mean, how many people in here are like, you can go to one work facility. How many people carry knives on them? They may be cutting a box. The knife may be used to cut boxes. The knife may be used to help them do their job. The knife may be used for other intended purposes, not just to, I'm going to go stab somebody and kill them. No. But if they have a knife on them, they have every right to defend themselves, right? Isaac says God gets his whole stretched by. Oh, Kathy says I carry it all. See, that's what I'm saying. Hey, One Main TV, how are you? The real mulatto says multi-purpose for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They said he's a good boy. They're not saying he's a monster. They're not saying he's a whole savage in the street. No, absolutely not. And if it was a pocket knife, like y'all are saying, if it's a pocket knife, then why I never see you on my page? One Main. Hold on. Did I subscribe? I'm gonna have to. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'll check you. I definitely will check you out, One Man. I will. I'll check you out. I be so busy, so I try to support everybody too. But he said I've been looking for a year. I support everybody. Sometimes I be busy. Like this couple weeks, I've been like busy, y'all. I've been super, super busy. Jamil, my baby says it will all boil down to the color of their skin and trial. They both made the wrong decision, which destroyed both their lives. Yeah, that's true. Willie says it sounds like the whole thing could have been avoided if somebody would have played the bigger man pure survival. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Belize says it doesn't let me subscribe. I have no idea why. One Man Band TV says thank you, Queen. I'm at work right now. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, so y'all, hey Tammy, welcome. Kathy said you just been vacationing, that's all. I know. We've been on a vacation. We've been on our little vacation. We've been doing a lot. We've been busy though. We've been busy and went on a vacation. I just throw that in there. I throw that in there, Kathy. But I mean, on a serious note, y'all, this case has like, I mean, it does. It has caused like an uproar and everything. That a lot of people are, the way everybody is thinking about the situation. But also, I want to say that they're children, right? When we are young, don't we snap out? Like we snap out, be like, ain't nobody, he ain't telling me, she ain't telling me what to do. Cause my kids used to do it all the time, right? I mean, tell me, how many people, put a one in the chat. Tell me how many people have kids that, at least two or more kids that will go in there and be like, Mama, Cheyenne is telling me that I need to get off the couch. Or Cheyenne said that I can't have no chips, right? And then they get to fighting and they get fussing and fighting, right? Somebody sometimes will throw the first push, maybe the push, or snatching the bag of chips out their hand or whatever the case, and then they be in a little uproar, right? So we have to think that those are children. When we were young, we would snap out, right? I know I used to when I was in my teenage and going in 20s, 25. You say one thing to me, and sometimes depending on what it is, if it's something nasty, you being ugly, oh, I'm about to snap out. I'm about to have a whole crash out. That's what they did. Instead of like trying to talk about it or whatever, they could have kind of resolved it, a better way. But at the same time, it only takes that one time to put your hands on somebody and then for somebody to have a reaction. Because have we not? We all teach our kids, if somebody ever tries to fight you, fight back, right? That is a natural reaction. You tell me anybody in this world that will allow somebody to push them or slap them and be like, oh, thank you for the slap. Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate the slap. Thank you. No, your natural reaction is going to slap me and I'll slap you back. Or punch me and I'll punch you back or whatever. But at the same time, when he pulled out the knife, I'm sure he didn't like, oh, I'm gonna take this knife because I want to kill somebody. I don't think that he wanted to have that knife for that. He probably was out there. Who's to say his shoestrings might not get knotted up where he could use a knife to cut himself out of shoes? Who's to say that there might be an accident on the field where somebody, they don't got no scissors, but they have to cut the shirt open? You just don't know what he, had that knife for. I don't think it was intentionally to kill nobody. I don't. Tammy says when someone puts their hands on you, you have the right to react however you like, period. Yes. There's no way. Okay, let's just go back. Okay, let's go back to like Ronnie, right? Ronnie, the rapper in Dallas too. When those boys were, pow-powing, he was doing everything to try to see what he was going to do. When you're put in a situation, you don't know how you're going to react, right? You don't know. Somebody come up there and slap you in your face. You're going to react, but to say, oh, if I'm going to plan it out, somebody ever slap me, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. But when they do it, you don't know how they're going to act, right? You don't know how they are going to act. You don't know how your person doesn't know what they're going to do, what they're going to say. Because when somebody does something to you, your natural reaction happens, right? So yes, and you do, like Tammy said, you have the right to defend yourself. There's not one person in this world that's been slapped, that's been kicked, that's been punched, that the person that they're doing that to don't do nothing back to them. That's unheard of, right? That's unheard of. At least in my book, I ain't never seen nobody get slapped and they just get. Well, maybe Chris Tucker. I mean, was it Will Smith when he slapped Chris Tucker and he didn't do nothing back? But was that staged? I don't know. But I don't care if it was staged or not. A natural reaction is going to make you slap somebody back, do whatever back. But at the same time, too, it doesn't matter. What if he didn't have a knife on him? What if he didn't? What if he didn't have a knife on him, right? What if he didn't have a knife on him and he had his shoestring? He had his cord for his telephone. I mean, if he had his cleat, his track cleat, what if he would have hit him with his track cleat? What if he would have hit him with his watch? What if he would have hit him with his bottle? You don't know how a person is going to react. He just happened to have a knife on him. Jamil says Chris Rock didn't hit Will Smith back because he was being the bigger person. They're grown men. These two boys are teenagers. Facts. Of course, they'll make a total different decision. You're right. You are so right, and that's what I said. These boys are teenagers, they're kids still. Tammy says those twins didn't have to approach him. Yeah, they didn't. Hey, Julia, how are you? How are you? Um, yeah. So I'm saying this situation. We all know it's a tough situation. We all know it's like heart wrenching on both sides. We know that, right? But at the same time, you should not be putting your hands on, nobody should be putting their hands on you, right? Nobody. There's consequences, right? Julia says, I am good, honey. How are you doing? Welcome back. Thank you, Julia. I'm great. I'm glad you're great. Hey, Mona, how are you? Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, so y'all, I'm telling you, there is no way that I and anybody in this chat is going to tell somebody to, going to allow somebody to slap them, to push them, step on their toe, kick them, or whatever, and be like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that slap. Or, oh, thank you. At a young age. I'm saying at a young age, at 17, right? Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. No. Them boys is going to rumble. And because they don't know how to, kind of, I guess, divert the situation. They don't know how to diffuse the situation, right? Some people don't know how to diffuse the situation. They know how to more escalate it than diffuse it, right? Yes, conflict resolution. A lot of kids, they don't know the conflict resolution. All they know is like natural reaction, a quick reaction, right? Slap me and I slap you back, right? Or punch me and I'm gonna punch you back at that age, right? Because they're still young, they haven't matured yet, they ain't been through nothing yet. They ain't been through nothing, right? Ken says, yep, no one has the right to hurt another human or animal animal tree environment. Don't hurt any thing or anyone. Yes, absolutely, Ken. Tammy says, who are these twins to move anybody though? Exactly. Who are you to tell me to get out the tent? And how did you approach it? Because the way from reading this article and the police report, it says that Metcalf touched Anthony. So who are you to put your hands on anybody, right? Who are you to put your hands on me, right? You not my mama. You not my daddy, my greasy granny. You're not my girlfriend. You're not my teacher. Who are you to be trying to put hands on me, right? Hold on just a second. Who are you to put hands on me? Ken said, must have been a tiny tent. I know, right? So, and I know, like I said, this situation is crazy because now they're mad at the judge. They're mad at the judge because they are saying the judge gave him, a $250,000 bond. Yes, the boy is not a menace to society. He doesn't pose any threats. Besides this situation, he wasn't on the streets. He wasn't running them streets in Dallas like a savage. The judge took that in consideration. Never had a record or anything, right? Hey, Trayvon, welcome. He didn't have a record or anything, and these people are upset. They're releasing the judge's information where she lives. She has to get like security, and even with Anthony's parent, Karmelo's parents, they're releasing information where they live, lying and saying that they're trying to buy a house and they're trying. Excuse me, you guys, my nose is running. I'm still a little sick, but they're saying like all kind of stuff about Karmelo's parents. They trying to buy a house with this money that they didn't raise. They're trying to buy a car. They're trying to do like all these smear campaigns, right? They should just let the justice let the law right? Do their due diligence and let them handle it. But let me say this. Tammy says it's the same tire song, different black boy. Yes, I mean that's true. Look at Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was who is this? Trayvon Martin. Look what happened to him. Look at what happened to him. Hold on real quick, you guys. Oh, hold on, y'all. I got a message that somebody I haven't heard from in a very long time. Hold on. Hey, Dr. Sharice. Hey. Sam says no different from Zimmerman or Rittenhouse. It's sad. Tammy says that was called self-defense and this should be yes, absolutely. This should be self-defense. How many put a one in the chat if you guys think that this should be a self-defense case? Put a one in the chat. Okay, I'm sorry. I just got I got a text message from somebody. I was like, who is this person? Oh, they checking on they checking over here on the lounge. They checking on me. I ain't heard from this person in over a year and something. I'm like, wow. Anyway, okay, we got a whole lot of ones. Okay, yes, absolutely. A lot of people, absolutely. Okay, yes. Viper says there were many witnesses. Yes, it was a lot of witnesses. They were at a track meet. There's plenty eyes. There was, I'm sure they heard them, fussing and going back, with each other. They were there, right? Blast from the past. Ken, one of my girlfriends, yeah, she one of my girlfriends, no Diddy, because I don't run them streets no way. I love everybody, but no, one of my not old girlfriends, one of my old, well, I guess however you want to call it, one of my friend girls, yes, was checking on me. I'm like, who is? Hold on, who is this? And she's checking on me. I'm like, oh, I was thinking about her the other day. But anyway, so yes, this situation, y'all, I'm telling you, this should be just like a Trayvon Martin situation for that guy. The one he's walking free. He walking free, talking about he was a neighborhood security and that he was Zimmerman. Hey, DOOB. Thank you. Send in a super chat. OIB send in a super chat saying hello, Miss Lounge. I don't know if Mello is guilty or not, but I think regardless, he is to going to hell for killing. Oh wow. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that. I I feel like this. He defended himself. Metcalf, they had no business putting his hands on somebody. Absolutely not. I don't think so. You shouldn't have put your hands on anybody. I'm sorry. It's sad that he lost his life. But like I said, I wish an adult was there when it happened. I really do, because this, when it came this far. But at the same time, Metcalf touched Anthony. It says in the report. It says one witness said Metcalf touched Anthony, and another said Metcalf grabbed Anthony. So, Tammy says, white entitlement at its finest. Yeah, it could be like viewed as that. Yeah, because us as black people, we have a hard time in the justice system. Let's just be for real. Let's be honest, right? As much as other races do other things, they're given like more opportunities to when it comes to punishment, right? Oh, you can go to a treatment facility, go to anger management. We're just gonna put you in therapy. But when it comes to a black person, they will send them to the moon. They will, in a lot of cases, and a lot of people see that. Um. Oh, okay. She wants some beard oil. Her husband, I gave. Oh, okay, yes. Let me see. Hold on, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like, look, I'm multitasking. Look, hold on just a second. Okay. They want some beard oil, so I made beard oil, but I'm not making it no more. Certain things it's like, but I have a lot of stock of beard oil. I got a lot of stock of everything. I have like a store almost, but I need to sell it and get rid of it. But yeah, I make my own beard oil and hair oil, hair growth oil, and hair beard oil. So I guess her husband wanted some. Like I want some more. My husband wants some more beard oil. But anyway, you guys, back to the story on Carmelo. So yes, I don't believe. And let me say this too. Right? Let me say this. Dr. Sharice, if you want some oil, because I don't have my website no more, because I stopped. If you want some oil, right? If you want some beard oil, I have beard oil, hair growth oil, beard. You see, my baby's beard is his beard is on fleek, right? My baby Jamil's beard is on fleek. It's full, nice, thick. But yes, the hair oil and the beard oil will grow your hair back if you have like alopecia, you have any kind of your beard is thick, your hair is thin. If you guys do want some of that, please hit me up on my Instagram. Send me your address. Like I said, I don't have a website no more. So send me your address, and my Cash App is the the lounge 83. Send me the information though first in a message, and then if you guys want to buy a bottle, they're $20 a bottle. But it's amazing. It's very amazing. But anyway, yeah. So Dr. Sharice, yes, y'all can hit me up on the lounge 8385 on Instagram. And if y'all want the hair oil or beard oil, it is amazing. But you do things, you be like, I ain't got time for that no more. So I have a lot of stock. But if you guys are interested, yeah, hit me up there. But you're welcome, Dr. Sharice. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh yeah, Kathy, absolutely. Yes, Kathy, absolutely. I had my friend, one of my friends, she's Hispanic, and her mom, she was going bald, and she used it on her hair and on her baby's hair, and their hair grew. And I had like a few customers, clients that they were buying it too, and like literally their hair was bald up here. I'm not sure if it was from like wigs or what, but I have hold on, let's take a side note real quick, just real quick, so I can show you. Hold on real quick, let me just grab it because I got my little store. Hold up real quick. Hold up, swole up. Let me grab two of the things real quick, and then I'll show you guys. Let me see, do I have, okay, yeah. So let me show you. So just like really quick, I'm not gonna keep y'all long, but I have a derma roller, and then here's the beard oil, the beard oil, and then the hair growth oil for women. But anyway, use the derm if you're like bald, or even on your beard or on your hair, your edges or whatever. You use this right here. Viper says I use it on white rosemary, mint infused. Yeah, I have all those ingredients. So I have, this is all natural. I have coconut oil, almond oil, avocado oil, and 16 different essential oils in here. So it's really powerful. It's a very powerful blend, and it will grow your hair back really fast. But also, to kind of like get it to growing, I use what's called a derma roller. I ordered these, and I don't have that many left. But if you get the oil and need a derma roller, the derma roller is a very small, like thin needle, and then you just put it, on your, wherever you're bald at, you just, roll it, and then you put the oil on after, and then you put it on every day, and your hair is going to start growing. Like, you're going to start seeing your hair growth in maybe 2 days. It's going to start peeping out where you see it. So yes, I had some like I said, some customers with alopecia, bald from the wig, I guess, maybe wig or weave, completely bald up here. The hair grew back in maybe I think like a month's time, their hair was growing back. I have some pictures. I have to dig them out. I don't know. I stopped selling this stuff. I just, I was like, next. But anyway, yeah, so it's very powerful. But if y'all are interested, yeah, hit me up on Instagram. Let me know, and yeah, I'll send you guys a bottle. It's $20 per bottle. So yeah, I have quite a bit of inventory left that I actually did labels, did sanitize, made the oils fresh, everything, all handmade and fresh. So yeah, I like to do all that stuff. But anyway, so Ken says my beard is gray and dry. Yeah, you can use the oil. Did you see Jamil's beard? My baby's beard. His beard is on fleek. His beard has grown because it used to be like real, like a thin beard, like thin. But you see now his beard is like thick because he's like, my hair having a hard time, and he's used the oil and it's been growing. He's growing his beard out. So yeah, if y'all are interested, yeah, hit me up. But back to Metcalf. And Anthony. So I do think, you guys, I believe that I ain't gonna say I believe. I think personally that everybody, hey, N. Williams, welcome. That everybody should like, everybody has their own opinion, right? Respectfully so, right? Viper says that's a nice size bottle for $20. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's like, my hand. Yeah. And I have big hands too. Look, I have big hands, but yeah, it's a nice size bottle. It's 2 ounces. It's 2 ounces. But yeah. But yeah, so I do believe my baby Jamil says surviving me having a thin beard 2 weeks ago. I know, right? That beard is on fleek, right, baby? That beard is on fleek. My baby's beard is on fleek, y'all. Absolutely. Yeah, surviving the beard. Yes, and it will grow fast too. I'm telling you, his beard was like, struggling. Now it's thick. Jamil said, thanks to my baby, I have a nice sized beard now. Yes, we've been working that beard, right? We've been working that beard. But put the beard oil on. He puts it on, whatever. And then also like a brush too to help, like when you have like hair that's like missing or thin, you have to stimulate the roots. It's almost like when you throw grass out, you can't just throw the grass seeds out. No, you have to take a rake and rake. I do a million things, y'all. I'm like all over the place, but I love to do yard work too, right? So whenever I throw grass seeds out, if I have patches, I get the rake and rake the area. Then you throw like the grass seeds and water it, and then it starts growing. You gotta water it. But that's the same for the beard. You have to like kind of wake up your hair follicle, right? Your hair follicle is dormant, so you have to wake up the hair follicle. So how you wake the hair follicle up is by doing the derma roller. So you use a derma roller or a brush. Or like, you can get those small like brushes like at the hair store. You can like, you could they're kind of like really like stiff brushes, and just brush the area wherever you're trying to grow hair at, and then put the beard oil on there or the hair oil every single day. And I'm telling you, you're gonna start seeing the hair starting to peep out in like 1 or 2 days. I'm just saying, y'all could test it out, try it. I have plenty customers that hair growth was on fleek. I'm telling you, even my baby, like I said, y'all seen his beard growing over the last like a few weeks. Really, really good. So but when I say back to Karmelo, I feel that they should have a fair jury, because is it 12 jurors? I think, right? 12 jurors, right? So the 12 jurors, right? The 12 jurors, they should make sure that they're of all kind of nationalities, right? Black, maybe 2 blacks, like 2 Filipinos, some Hawaiians, Asian, Indian people. I think they should have a whole jury of different nationalities to be fair, right? I'm just saying, to give him a fair trial, because they're gonna look at it like, they're gonna look at it like, this is, you got every nationality, and we want to see how every nationality is going to, like, look at all the evidence and give how they feel, right? Um, hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry. She wants some beard oil. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. He said, "Don't leave about. Don't forget the white." Yes, that's why I said, Ken. I said white, black, Filipino, Indian, Hawaiian. Asian. Somebody from Czechoslovakia. Somebody from Dubai. I want everybody to. I want his child, and as it should be for everybody. I think that's how. It should be for everybody. Let everybody have a fair chance at a fair trial, right? But let me see. Patricia says, I want. Do you have TikTok, Patricia? If you have TikTok, Patricia, let me know. Cause I'm on TikTok as well. Same thing. The Lounge 8385. You can send me a message if you have TikTok or if you have Instagram, or you can email me. The Lounge 8385 at gmail.com. So yeah, send me a message on at the Lounge, and then just say order beard oil or hair growth oil or whatever as a title, so I can know. And then I'll definitely, yeah, my Cash App is the $ the Lounge 83. You can send me a Cash App, and then I will definitely mail it to you. So yeah, but I wish, I hope and pray that he gets a fair trial, as everybody should. But this situation is so hot and popping, y'all. It is so hot and popping, but I feel that he was defending himself. I'm sorry, this is just how I feel. He was defending himself, but at the same time, nobody won in this situation. But when somebody touches you, because it says, like I said, Metcalf touched Anthony. They're kids. They're going to react different from us grown folks. Us grown folks, we going to be like, I'm not fooling. I'll be quick to walk away from a situation. I'm not going to I'm not going back and forth with nobody, first of all. I'm not going back and forth with nobody. Okay, you want to sit here, have a seat, sit here, enjoy it, enjoy your meal, whatever. I don't care. I'm not about to be sitting and arguing with you about, this situation where it could be, resolved in an easy manner. But like I said, they're children. Their children are different. Their mentality is way different than us. They have not grown. They have not matured. They ain't really been through nothing, right? I mean, some of them have, lost their parents, and lost, because the other boy in Dallas, he lost his mother, and he, powed up the school or whatever. But it's just different. Tammy says, who knows how many times before he touched him. That's true too, Tammy. That's why I'm saying I hope that they get all of the evidence, because they are saying that Metcalf touched Anthony. So yes, how many times did he touch him before he chose to take out the knife? And what if he didn't have a knife? Would he have, hit him with his cleat? Would he have hit him with something else that he had? Like I said, a water bottle or whatever else that he had to help defend himself. And then they were twins. Were the twins like trying to double team him? I don't know. When you out in kids and you got a brother going through something, the other brother is gonna, of course, jump in, right? So yes, you're right, Tammy. Who knows how many times he been touched? Did he touch him a few times and say, "Touch me, see what happens again"? We don't know. But I hope that he gets a fair trial. But because the police report says that Metcalf touched Anthony first, so I don't know. Like I said, it's sad on both ends. One family is without their loved one. The other one is in jail. So, I mean, he's out right now, but it's still a tragic situation. Nowhere, no way, either way you look at it, I should say, either way you look at it, it's sad. But this judge now is getting threats, death threats, because they're mad because she decreased the bail. But if she decreased the bail, she's the judge. Who are you to tell a judge what to do? I mean, only Daryl Brooks tries to tell the judge what to do, right? Only Daryl Brooks tries to tell the judge what to do, right? But at the same time, she can, if she is going through, her protocols as to, how, and the reasons how you can reduce bail. And it says, oh, did he have any previous any records, any previous encounters with the police? Was he a bad child? Has he ever gotten a fight at school? Is he in the streets being a savage? All those things were taken in consideration, and he had a clean record. So she ain't had no choice but to reduce the bond, right? So it doesn't matter how people, feel. No matter how people feel, right? She did her job as a judge. She could lower it. She went and went through the standards. Okay, no crimes. Okay, yep, check. Okay, yep, check. Okay, so went from 1 million to 250. Okay, yes, I can reduce it to 250,000. Okay, absolutely. And that's what she did. And people are mad and they are upset. But you can't be upset, right? You can't be upset. So Ken says we know who the dominant twin is, though. Yeah, but y'all, I want to say something, right? And I'm not trying to be because it's a thin line when you deal with it. But when I looked at Metcalf's pictures, the two pictures that they've been putting on the news, he looks like he's bothered. And from what I hear, their father, don't quote me, I from what I heard from listening to another like podcast, they're saying that the father, I believe, don't quote me, but the father is like I think a pedo, something like that, or a Rex offender. And I think the twins' mother and father, like, they broke up or whatever. So I'm from what I understand, they come from a broken home. And I'm only saying this to say, was he like angry inside? Because when parents break up at a young age, when the child is like high school, elementary, sometimes that can bring about like anger. So when I'm looking at Metcalf's pictures, if you guys go back and look at him, and I'll show you, let me see. They look like he's like angry or upset. So yeah, yes, Dr. Sharice, this is what I heard. I cannot confirm it, but let me see something real quick. But that's what they were saying. Broke family dynamics. Yes, Ken, that's what they're saying. And like I said, it's a sad situation, but they are saying, let me see. They are saying that that's what happened. Like, the family, the mom and dad were not let me see. The mom and dad weren't together. Let me see. But his pictures, they look very disturbing. And you guys tell me. I don't like to, hey, GSP, how are you? These pictures kind of look disturbing on, like, let me show you guys. And y'all tell me. Look, his pictures look like he's kind of like kind of sad, like something is going on. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what, his full family history is, but I did hear let me see. Let me see. I did hear that his father, like I said, I just heard it like kind of right before I went on live, and I don't like to say anything that I know I can't like verify or clarify, but I heard it right before I turned on live, and I was like, what? Are you serious? So when I heard that, I was like, man, I was like, some of his pictures, they look sad, kind of like he was like in a depressed state to me. But let me see, what is his name? Let me see. They look, yeah, they look like he's sad. It looks like kind of like dark. But I don't want to spread no rumors. I'm just, like I said, I don't want to spread no rumors. I just heard that before I went live, and I'm like, huh, I need to check and see about that. Ken said he looks like a guy in uh Coronation Street who played a violent young offender in jail who runs the wing. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, and I don't, want to be you know, uh, I don't want to be like, stereotyping him, but he does look like he has some, like maybe something going on at home. Maybe like they said, the parents are not together, and that the dad, I don't, that there, let me see, that the father was a Rex offender. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Let me see. And I don't know, because that could be something, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, see, they're saying that, y'all see, they are saying that the father, his criminal, the father's criminal history was released. And they're saying, yeah, see, they're saying that he was charged with sexual assault back in like 2011. So I don't know, but I'm just saying, maybe his, his home life and things that he experienced, maybe he's like has some trauma, childhood trauma. But yes, they are saying right here, you guys, that and this is like 5 days ago on Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I mean, maybe you guys do Facebook. Y'all can look it up for yourselves. But this is what's saying that he is a sexual, has been was charged with sexual assault, and that in 2011. But you guys can look it up if you guys have Facebook. But it says right here, it was 5 days ago. It says breaking news in 2011, Jeffrey Metcalf, the father of Austin. And then it says in 2011, Jeffrey Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, was charged with sexual, assault despite his criminal history. So, I mean, I don't know if this is a smear campaign or not, and I don't want to spread any rumors, but that's just what I heard right before I went live, and I was like, I need to research that. And I only said that because it looks like he's like really like sad in some of those pictures that he's taken. So I'm like, I feel like a little concerned. Like, did he have anger issues? Was he like a upset like teenager? Was he like a troubled teen? Did he have anger issues? I mean, I don't know, but if that is the case, and his dad was, and the parents, being that the parents, hold on, let me put this back in here. And the parents are uh-oh. And the parents are having whatever issues. No parents are perfect, right? But if that is the case, I can see why he's kind of looking like that in his pictures. Like, he's looking like sad. He's looking kind of empty. He has like a mean face. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So Anonymous, hey Anonymous, welcome. Let me see. Anonymous says, depression, anger, and resentment, and wonder what our real purpose is when you are in depressive, in a depressive state. I deal both the inner demons myself. Just a little outlook. My mama at the lounge. Oh, okay, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. If you guys look at his pictures, I mean, y'all take a chance to look at those pictures. There's more pictures, of course, floating on the internet. But I seen that, dark side, like it looked like something was wrong, right? Anonymous says, laughing out loud, okay, give you a pass GSP. Okay. Ken says true that. Trevon says we on that. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if it's a smear campaign, and I don't want to start any rumors or anything bad, because like I said, on both ends, nobody won. Either family, they're both dealing with a tragic situation. Both families, but at the same time, I'm wondering if Metcalf, if he had like some built up anger issues, was he going to therapy? Did he have like some kind of childhood trauma? Did something lead? Did his father, when his father did he really get charged with being a Rex offender? Did his dad go to prison at a young age? Did that affect him? I'm sure it did. Like anytime a parent goes to prison or goes away, they don't, you've been raised with your father or mother, and then when you're 12 or 13, they go away to prison for years. That affects a child mentally. That's like, that could be a childhood trauma thing. So, it's sad, but like I said, I don't know if it's, that's the case. But if it is true and indeed the case or situation, maybe he was being very nasty to Karmelo, telling him to get he probably maybe was cussing or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, I can imagine if that's the case, get your F and A up out this tin or whatever, talking to him crazy and being in his face, and he put his hands on Karmelo first. So, is it a anger issue, mental issue he was going through? He looks like he's a little dark, like his inner, his pictures, they look sad. They look really like sad, down and out. But I don't know. But I know that the judge is having a hard time because she gave him bail. She allowed him to get bail. Karmelo. She gave him bail. She approved it, and now she's putting. Not she's putting, people are putting her life at risk because she just did her job. She did her job, and people are putting her life at risk. They are upset. They harder than fish grease. They talking about, doing this, doing that. But you can't be mad. She's a judge. She's doing her job. Why are you mad, right? I'm just saying, like, it didn't matter what color you were, right? Like, one thing about me, right is right and wrong is wrong. When you're defending yourself, somebody's putting their hands on you. You tell them, hey, don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. And then they touch you. That's a problem. That's a problem. Tammy says he took it out on the wrong one. Yes, exactly, Tammy. And that's what I'm saying. He looked like he was upset. He looks like he's like really like he got some anger issues in him. Like, what was, I don't even know what his record looks like. Was he a troubled child? Did he get in trouble at school? Did he get in trouble in the streets? I don't know. I haven't even researched it that far, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't even looked at it that far. My thing is, a judge shouldn't be threatened. She shouldn't have to do all this, get protection and all this for just doing her job. Hey, loving myself, how are you? Ken said one of them brothers might even feel left out or pushed aside by brother or dad. You're right. Facts. Facts. You're right. Dr. Cherie says therapy, but more so the Lord is so important. Yes, absolutely. You got to pray. You got to pray. I love myself said I just seen this story. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. And a lot of people, of course, we're riding a thin line with everything that's going on. But at the same time, we have to call a spade a spade. And, from what I'm seeing and what I'm reading, I'm seeing that he defended himself. Karmelo, he defended himself. Like I said, anybody come up to you and just slap you in the face at 17, 16, at a young age, back then, you're not going to just say, well, thank you for the slap. I appreciate the slap, or I appreciate the kick. No, you're going to take action, right? You are going to take action. Whatever you have in your hand, look, the cell phone maybe be putting use, the cords, the shoes, anything that you have to defend yourself, you're going to defend yourself. I'm sorry, right? I mean, think about it. If he was walking in the woods and ran into a snake, he gonna use that knife, the shoestring, the cleat. He's gonna use whatever he has to do to fight the snake off. I mean, let's be for real. I don't think he took that knife intentionally, trying to act like trying to, say or want to, you know, kill somebody. I just don't believe that. But but like I said, I don't know. We gonna see what the outcome. We gonna see what the outcome is, and we just gotta pray for both sides of the family. We got to, we gotta stay prayed up in our own life too, because there's a lot going. 2025, y'all. I'm telling you, it's April, and 2025 has been the worst year of like things happening. That I've seen in a long time. It's like, I mean, it's getting crazy. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy. 2025 is like, y'all, it's crazy. It is really crazy. I mean, people are just, they doing a lot. They is doing a lot. I'm just saying, they is doing a lot. Lifted says, it is a lot. Yes, it's so much going on. It's like, it's so much going on, and it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. We love everybody here at the lounge, no matter what color, race you are, what's your sexual preference or anything. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And I even tell, and this how my mom raised me. When my mom would see I was doing something wrong, oh, she let me know in a hot New York minute. Even though she was my mama, she was like, "Oh, no, 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 baby, this is not. That's no." And I'll be like, "Okay, mama, you right. I did do this wrong. Thank you for correcting me." She wasn't the mom that oh, let me sugarcoat it because you're my baby. No, she gave it to straight. Look, you wrong, you wrong. I'm not gonna support you and do anything to help you out in your wrong. I'm not about to do that. I'm not, and that's how I was raised, and that's how even with my children, I let them know when they wrong. If they fussing with each other, if they fussing with somebody else or whatever, which is not even because they're laid back children, but and they're grown, of course, but still they were never like bad kids. But whenever they were wrong, I let them know you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You're wrong. Point blank. I'm not gonna entertain you in your wrong. I'm not about to do that for anybody. I don't care. You, my mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother, my greasy granny. I don't care who you are. If you are wrong, you went over there and stole a candy bar from the store, I'm telling you, you're wrong. If you go over there and slap somebody and beat them up, and they trying to defend themselves or whatever, you're wrong, right? I'm saying. Tammy says you got to keep it 100 with your kids. Yes, because you have some parents, their kids are like monsters, demonic entities, and their parents are still saying, well, yeah, John, oh, he's a good little boy. Knowing John is a whole menace to society, right? No, he did all kind of stuff in. I mean, people probably knocking at his mama door and everything. And then that's my baby though. That's my baby. John can't do no wrong. Knowing John is a whole savage. No, I'm not going to entertain any bad behavior. I'm not entertaining no bad behavior from anybody. My nieces, my nephews, they already know. Auntie don't play that. No, I don't play with my kids. I don't play with my nieces and nephews. I don't play with nobody. Right is right and wrong is wrong, no matter how you look at it, right? So we gonna see what's gonna happen. Cause I mean, y'all, like I said, this situation is very touchy. It's a very, sad situation, like I said, on both ends of the case. But like I said, I believe Karmelo, I'm just saying from the report, sounds like he defended himself, so he should have a fair trial that shows that it was self-defense, right? Ken says, I have two brothers and we fought all the time, especially me and my big brother. My little brother wasn't much of a problem, or let me see, or challenge, because he was young and I protected him to a degree from my big brother. Wow. Jamil says, people be lying and treating them like babies, and be surprised when they do something because they thought they could do. Yes, Jamil, yes. Little Johnny, oh, he's a good boy. He don't do no harm. He don't do nothing wrong. And Johnny's a whole savage. Johnny breaking in people's houses, stealing people's stuff, breaking in cars, shooting people in the streets. I mean, robbing the bank, robbing in little John. Oh, no. Police come over there. No, my John, he's a good boy. And then they be like, well, let me show you, get some pictures. Let me show you some video footage what Lil John was doing. John is a savage. Maybe you don't know because he perpetrates a fraud. He puts on a great show for you as his mama. But let me tell you, Lil John, he's a mess. And we about to arrest him and take him and put him up under the jail. So, yes, sometimes you have to be like, open your eyes and be like, you know what, I need to face reality. I need to pull the wool from over my eyes. But some people don't. They will entertain their children in the wrongdoings that they do and act like they don't got to nothing to say bad about their own child. But no. And I tell anybody, look, I'm not perfect and I know my kids ain't perfect, but I know my kids are not savages. And if they are a savage, I will let them know. Look, you don't come to my house. I don't care if it even was smoking that green stuff. You're not gonna do that in my house. Oh, absolutely no. You ain't gonna be doing none of that stuff that's illegal in them streets. You ain't doing none of that in my house. And you could do it all you want to, but you won't be coming up under these four corners and doing it. You can go down the street, you can get your own place, you can do whatever you want to do, but not over here. No, absolutely. And I don't care, if you think you're grown. If you think you're grown, then maybe you need to go get your own place. I'm not about to be doing all this, right? But we have to face reality when it comes to our children, because our children can put up perpetrate a whole fraud, act like they're really good angels coming home to get some of that good old cooked meal, cooked food that their grandma that made, and come, hey grandma, how you doing, how was your day, grandma, eating and everything, after they just over there and robbed somebody and acting like they ain't did nothing. Then when the police come knocking, the mom or the grandma is acting like, oh no, not my little baby. Oh no, We have to, people have to take responsibility for their actions, right? Jamil says real life is interviewing the guy that's representing the boy who said the other kid as we speak. Oh wow. Oh, hold on y'all. Wait. We might have an interview on our hand. Hold on. Hold up, swole up, y'all. Oh, y'all, we got to watch this. Hold on. We got to watch this. This guy, remember the guy remember the guy that represented Karmelo, the Karmelo family. Okay, hold on y'all, hold on, we're gonna watch this. Hold on, my baby Jamil, thank you, shout out to my baby, he always be on his A game. As we're speaking about it, real life street star actually is interviewing the guy that is helping them. Thank you. Okay, all right. Okay, let me see. I don't know why. Okay. I don't see why my hold on. I'm trying to open it. Jamil said you have to rewind it. Okay. Let's see. It's trying to open right now. But I don't know why it's taking long. Hold on, you guys.
Look like there's a tornado.
Okay, so this is actually live. I know, right, Tammy? I thought Ben Crump would be supporting him, but this guy right here, he's been doing a great. He's been doing. Oh Lord, hold on, just a second. I don't know what's going on. He's been doing a great job with supporting this family. Now he has some kind of I forget the name of it, but it's like an organization that he has. But y'all, we're gonna watch this and we're gonna see what he has to say, because he's been doing the press conferences. He's been supporting the family. And I don't know why this is taking so long. Okay, let me see. Okay. All right, let's start right here.
saw it and I was like, I said, oh Lord, this black child, oh Lord. No, because I saw the media narratives that were coming out. He died in his brother's arm, and just the what we know as black people in America, literally the media foundation of being able to assassinate the character or just like obliterate this child.
Wow, shout out to real life street stars.
Real life street stars. You know what time it is. Real life street stars, man. We here with another one, man. We got a very, very not only special guest in the building, but we got a very serious topic we want to speak on and try to get some hopefully resolution, not only for our community, Dallas-Fort Worth, for the state of Texas, not only for America, but for the world, man. And we got some very special guys, y'all. As y'all see, of course, Bishop, Eli, Pastor Eli, Dooney, the priest, the barber, and we got a very special guest that we've been wanting on this platform for a very long time. We have Derek, but I like to allow people to introduce themselves. So, if you don't mind, let me just go down the list. Bishop, introduce yourself, and then we'll go across.
I'm Bishop Eli.
Now, grab the microphone if you don't mind, sir. Just let them know.
I'm Bishop Eli Jacob from Resurrection Body of Christ. I'm just a young man that want to be a servant, and I just thank God to be on this broadcast and have an opportunity to come before the people.
Thank you.
Just doing it, the priest, doing it, the barber. Y'all know what's going on. Real life street stars. Y'all tap in. It's about to be epic. That part.
Hello, y'all. I'm Minister Dominic Alexander, president of the Next Generation Action Network.
All right, and once again, Dominic, thank you so much for coming on and speaking. And we just did an interview with not only Bishop Baduni, in which we were speaking on the Karmelo Anthony Metcalf case, in which
and y'all, he has been doing a lot. This gentleman right here, he's been doing a lot helping the Karmelo family. But y'all, let's continue because this is a premiere live.
Scenario that started in Frisco, Texas, has not only taken the media by storm, but the world by storm, in which it is honestly, and we have to speak honest, seems to be causing a racial divide in not only, again, the community, but also the justice system, the judicial system. And we want to try to get some clarity because you're very close to this case. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And for those who are wondering, as far as, a lot of people, especially in the city, know when they see your face, they know exactly who you are. But for the world, can you explain your proximity to this case, if you don't mind?
Well, so the Next Generation Action Network has been brought on by the Anthony family to be the advocacy arm of this family. Our organization for the last 11 years have represented so many different cases and high-profile cases here in North Texas and across the country. So our organization is literally in charge of all the advocacy and making sure people understand exactly what it is. And we try to be able to understand there's a difference between the legal ramifications and the advocacy part. Sometimes people and their concepts, they get that blended together. They're like, oh, are you a lawyer? No, I'm not a lawyer. I just run a human and civil rights organization. Lawyers go in the courtroom. We go out in the streets. There's two different things.
So he supports the family. Let me turn it. He's been supporting the family since this situation has happened. He speaks very well. He from what I've seen, he's been really there helping the family like go through all of this, helping them like through every step. And he said he's like a I guess like a advocacy like program like group or whatever, but he's been helping. But y'all, let's continue to listen and see what else he has to say.
Correct. And for those who might question your resume, if you don't mind, can you speak on some situations, especially in the city that you were a part of, if just to jog their memory a little bit?
So, I'm going to say this. If you talk about education, if you go in front of Carter, Roosevelt, Suffolk Cliff High School, Lincoln High School, and you see or you see O.W. Holmes or John Lewis, you can go straight in the middle of Sappho Cliff High School and you can see my name on the wall. It was because in 2015, I led the walkout, organized the kids to lead the walkout out of Sappho Cliff High School. That brought about $400 million in a racial equity lens to Dallas ISD. As a formerly incarcerated person, I tell people all the time, you don't get appointed vice chair of a Dallas ISD bond board over $3.5 billion.
Oh wow! So if I'm understanding right, he's a formerly incarcerated person, so he knows how it feels when people are in these situations. Okay, shout out to him. If I understood him correctly, y'all. Let's continue to listen.
If you ain't doing the work. So that's just anything from the community standpoint, you know what I mean? Because we've always said that the future generation of our community, I can't go in the past or go this, but I can make sure that our future is better.
Facts.
As a person who was born and raised in Oak Cliff, I knew it was essential to make sure that kids have possibilities and hope, right? In the civil rights space or whatever, we the one that did respond to the McKinney pool party situation that brought 25,000 people into McKinney, Texas, after
Facts,
a young
Jamil.
lady named Dejaria Becton was slammed to the ground by Officer Eric Caseboat. And our organization, if you've been here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you saw any police brutality or Botham Jean or a Tatiana Jefferson, you pretty much have saw the Next Generation Action Network work, right? Our organization also wrote the statewide missing alert system for victims of imminent danger between the ages of 18 to 64. It's called the Clear Alert. It's probably the only picture that you will see me and Governor Greg Abbott in the same room, but it actually exists, right? So that's just a little small part of the work, significant work that the Next Generation Action Network has done.
Oh wow!
And thank you for that work.
So he works with the governor of Texas. So this is a big thing. Okay, so he got a lot of I guess some people in high places, right? But let's continue.
First and foremost, I want to get your temperature of society right now in Dallas-Fort Worth. Would you say racism still exists?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. If you want me to expound on that. What people don't understand in Dallas-Fort Worth, this is the place that was the largest population of the KKK.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We look at this and we forget ourselves and we erase this in our mind that there are more peaceful. When I started in 2014, some of the people that was training me from the Southern Christian Leadership Conference from Dr. King's organization, and a lot of them said that they would not even come in the 70s and 80s or in the 60s to Dallas, Texas, nor Fort Worth.
Wow.
This is the area where Dr. King was literally rejected by black leaders here.
Oh, wow. That is powerful, y'all. That is a power. I didn't even know that. Y'all, let's continue. He knows his stuff, y'all. Let's continue. That is powerful.
At Dallas Love Field, these are all history.
Wow.
You can literally, the only living person that can attest to that, Reverend Zan Holmes, Judge Clifford Davis out of Fort Worth, one of the persons who actually was a charge over, the security of Dr. King when he came to Dallas, just recently passed, probably about 3 months ago or whatever. And yet it's embedded into the core of North Texas. And a lot of times we play with it, but it's in our fabric. We're the only place in the country that our economics and our business is literally ran by yet a citizens council that used to be called the White Citizens Council.
Wow.
Like the vibration of our economics is ran by what is called the Citizens Council. And all that history is of racism.
When you speak on cities like Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, a lot of people that's outside of Dallas-Fort Worth, they hear that and they be like, oh, that's where the Cowboy players go live, or that's where the Maverick players go live. That's a nice area to be in. And, as far as, the American dream, it's shared between all cultures. And as you spoke on the 14-year-old in McKinney, when that situation happened, I remember that situation happened. I was working with one of the ladies that was involved in that, and I saw that. That was before I lived in the area. I'm like, wow, that's McKinney seems like it's old school. If you get what I mean, it's old school.
Yeah.
For this situation to have taken place in Frisco at a track meet, in which, of course, we have.
So from what I understand, y'all, they're saying Frisco is a great place to live. Like it's a nice, really nice area. The Mavericks, he said, some of them I think live over there. If I heard him right, Ken said, sad and everyone should work to change racism from every race to be integrated without the pretty wait agitators getting the upper hand. Yeah, absolutely, Ken. I agree. Jamil says smash the like button. Y'all smash the like button. Y'all, yes, Ken, I agree. Everybody should pull in and, try to, be better people with others, But y'all, let's continue.
Have two individuals that, of course, again, one person has tragically lost their life and the other person is battling for their life. When that first came across your news feed, what was your immediate thought when you seen that storyline, that headline, before you knew the details, or if the details came to you first?
Man, I saw it and I was like, I said, oh Lord, this black child, oh Lord. No, because I saw the media narratives that were coming out. He died in his brother's arm, and just the what we know as black people in America, literally the media foundation of being able to assassinate the character or just like obliterate this child. You know what I'm saying? Like literally like toast him. And I think that's the reason why people of consciousness was like, hold on, wait a minute now, something ain't adding up here. You know what I mean? Some because they were.
And I agree with what he's saying. Like, some people will try to throw a monkey wrench in situations that's not even true. They say things or whatever. That's why I said when I was talking about the Metcalf's father, I said I don't know if it's true. I just heard that before I came live when they were talking about his dad being a predator. But if that's true, if it's true, that's can kind of explain some things for me. Is why Metcalf looks angry in his pictures, right? But if it's not true, it may be a smear campaign. So it can work both ways. But, sometimes people will do that. Like he's saying, he's saying that the Metcalf, the twin died, in his brother's arms. But if that's, true or like very questionable, what's true and what's real, what really happened is like, I guess the thing here in this situation. But y'all, let's continue.
They were trying to oversell it. It was like it's just this temp. Okay, alrighty. And then what really messed them up is the family doing their interviews. That changed the game. Period. You know what I mean? Like it was like, okay, did I not hear this right? Did the brother just say that the boy told him to leave him alone, don't put his hands on him? Did I hear that right?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? You like, okay, I know a prosecutor about to tell this family to shut the, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, somebody got to be punking me, you hear me? And then he just say that he normally was the one that get people in trouble. Like, you heard it from them.
Wow.
And it was like, okay, something's there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like
and
I
see,
told somebody.
and that's what I said, you guys. I was saying, did them boys, was he a menace? Was he like somebody, like, was he a bully? Was he like a bully maybe at his school? And he was like, I could say anything, talk to anybody, any old kind of way. Because like I said, his pictures, they look like they're very dark. He looks like he's empty. He looks like he has childhood trauma. But, whether, that what I'm saying, it can be true, it cannot. But what I'm saying is he probably did act like he's a head honcho. He could talk to anybody the way he wanted to, right? But things are coming out. Things are coming out. Y'all, let's continue to listen because things are really coming out.
Outrage came from the brother's interview on WFAA, right? The mom and
Facts,
brother's
Jamil.
interview on Fox News. And that went trickling effect. Hold on, wait a minute, pause. Literally, you said that this boy told your brother not to put his hands on, and you said that your brother did it anyway. Just help me understand. Like, I don't have to add in the words of what went on in this situation. He told you.
Right. To as you state, no, even me personally, when I first saw the media run with the story, I immediately looked at the picture they chose to use for Carmelo Anthony, and the picture they chose to use for young Metcalf, and I immediately, just again, the way they ran the narrative, I saw, here we go. Just another fatherless boy, knucklehead.
Yep.
You know, messing up society again.
Yep, and that's how everybody was probably starting to look at it. Oh, this boy, he's a savage in the streets. Oh, he come from a single parent. When he come from a 2-parent home, he's a good boy. He's in saved people's life. And I'm talking about Karmelo. He's, I think an honor student. He was the team lead for the track and for the football. He has a great history. But that's the narrative that they were trying to run. But y'all, let's continue.
Here we go. Got fatherless, and they ran with that narrative to where the father made the statement. And again, it's just the way they play into cameras in their face. I wonder who this kid's parents are.
Yeah.
Does he have parents? Who raised the kid like this? Without him even knowing the full story.
Correct.
And as the narrative goes forward, and again, now that you're close, at what point did you come involved? When they reached out to you, at what point did you reach out to them? At what point did you get involved in the scenario?
It happened on Wednesday. We got involved around 5:00 and was able to go out there. We got involved around that day. Wednesday happened, and then Friday we got involved and was able to go and visit the Anthony home in Frisco. And I'm telling you, when I pulled up to it, I was surprised. You know what I mean? Because I'm hearing the narrative. I don't know it. I haven't talked to him yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, until I come in here, I'm like, okay, all right, I got my concepts in my head. And I remember the text message. I say, they say, hey, let us know when you at the gate. I said, okay. I got the text message and QR code. I said, oh, this is a gated community. Okay, what's going on?
Wow.
Okay, all right.
Wow. So the father must have a great job. They live in a gated community. Karmelo comes from a 2-parent household. He's not a savage. He's not no bad student, no bad person. He ain't running the streets. He ain't doing none of that. He said that they live in a gated community. Y'all, let's continue. Oh my goodness. Wow.
All right, I thought I was going to some hoodlums that they said. You know what I mean?
Right.
I going to the you know what I mean? Like I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Wow.
But slowly go in there, man, and I see this amazing father, and I see this amazing mother.
Wow.
And their kids and their family here, and I'm like, okay, all righty now, literally. But it just shows us what America at its core truly believe about the black child. The black child automatically has to come from a single family home, has to be coming from something deranged or whatever it may be, right? It gotta be like why in America do our children have to automatically come from something of significant less, right? Why did you put this depiction over this 3.7 GPA boy that literally has over 21 pending scholarship offers?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
People will tell you
Oh, wow. That is impressive. 21 pending scholarships. I think that's what he said. That is impressive. This was a good child who was defending himself. Y'all, this is crazy. Oh my God.
So the reality is that understand those statistics are a jet reminder of yet racism in their policies that they have put over our communities in so many different ways. But in these
Yes, Ken, yes, they were too. They came from the Menendez brothers came from a great high class family too. Absolutely.
moments, they show Black America what they truly think about us because of that stereotype that before they even did their own research. Now, this family, now they can't even deal with it. Right. Because they realize now, oh, this kid didn't come from what we said it was. We didn't do our research.
Wow.
This
and y'all, they kind of stereotyped him. Like they thought he probably came from the projects, from the hood, was a bad boy, came from a single parent home or living with grandma. But he came from a great family. 2-parent household, nice house, gated community. Wow. That speaks volumes, right? That speaks volumes.
Parents actually got the audacity to fight for him.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
So, and we're gonna be jumping around and talking about a couple of different things, but I really want to kind of speak on what I feel started this kind of even bigger racial divide is when they seen the Black community support one of their own.
Correct.
When it comes to needing funds for legal fees and starting a GoFundMe, putting an amount, and people always joke with the Black community about a GoFundMe, like not having life insurance, and a GoFundMe gets started for someone passing away, and they're needing $3,000. They put a certain amount for legal fees, and not only did the community come in and show, not only support but surpassed the expected, what their goal was.
Yes, you guys, they are saying that from what I read earlier, I think the Karmelo family raised 400 and something thousand, I think, and then the Metcalf, they raised like 300 something. But the Karmelo family, a lot of people was pouring in to their GoFundMe. A lot of people, they are supporting him. So y'all, if y'all can support him as well. I don't know what the GoFundMe website is or link or whatever, but I mean, I'll go and find it. But y'all, let's continue.
Past it, a lot of people were upset about why are we victimizing someone who has taken a life. Just seeing that alone, just give me your take as far as what that showed you, or what your take on that is.
Well, as a person who is the president of a human and civil rights organization, and knowing what happened in November and seeing the current occupant, the Grand Wizard that sits in 1600 Pennsylvania, I was literally like Bishop, man, I think Black folks sleep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you, as a person on the front lines, like, hey, man, our people gonna lose rights that they never knew they had when they lose them. You know what I mean? And we going back and forth on social media, talking about Project 2025 and this is that and the third, and people talking about, and I got Black folks looking at me talking about, hey, Project 2025 ain't real. Trump said it, and first thing he do is put the co-chair as the Office of Budget and Finance. So the reality is that I was sitting here and was like, man, I don't know what we're going to do, man. We're going to have to educate these people. You know what I mean? We're going to have to educate these people. But to see Black America come out for this baby and show up, like, man, I've had people call me from California, New York, Minnesota, like literally, like, hey, the link here, what can you send me the link? Can you email me this? Can you do this or whatever? Like overwhelming support. Like people,
wow, that's good.
Like Black women literally saying, no, I didn't send this through every contact in my phone, baby. Everybody's finna send and put some money on this. You know what I mean? Like people taking the initiative to spread this fund out. And all I say is this, right? is I always tell people this. Years ago, I said we will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people, right? And so the reality is that I'm not going to ask white America for yet permission to yet protect or defend one of ours. You get what I'm saying? And so the realization is that sometimes Black America, yet we don't understand that we look at things from a colonialized lens, and that messes us up. From one standpoint, right, is that if their white child can yet say self-defense, our Black child has the ability, right? These laws were not created for just some; they were created for all, right?
And I agree, you guys. I totally agree with that. That's just like my kids. When I said, I tell them if they're wrong, they're wrong. They're not wrong. I'm not going to say that they're right when they're wrong just because they're my kids. Just like he's saying, rules apply to everybody. Nobody should be getting a pass. Rules apply to everybody, no matter if you're rich, famous, black, white, purple, green, yellow. It doesn't matter. The law applies to everybody. It should. Fairly, right, no matter how you slice it, dice it, chop it up. It should apply to everybody the same. Let's continue.
The Constitution should apply for just all, not just some, right? And so if anybody got something to say about that, be quite honest with you, Minister Dominique Alexander, I say go to hell. The reality is that I'm not finna ask you okay or permission or ask you to defend my Black boy up in this community when I literally saw in the aftermath of George Floyd, a 17-year-old child with an AK-47 and literally executed 3 people, shot 2 of them in the back, and yet he was able to walk away with self-defense and raise more than $2 million, right? What did Black America do? Whatever, the court of law spoke or whatever it may be. And so the only thing we're asking you to do is respect that same process that Black America respected, right? And so if you raised it for the white boy, we can raise it for the Black boy. You know what I mean? And we ain't asking you for permission to raise those funds, right? Because at the end of the day, Karmelo didn't later on claim self-defense. He claimed self-defense from the moment he done it. That was literally in the affidavit. It wasn't nothing that he arrived 2 days later.
Facts.
He literally said it from the...
He did. He said it as soon as they said it. Was like he said it right then and there. Like, I was defending myself. This is self-defense. He didn't say it days later. He said it right away. He said it in the affidavit. Y'all, let's continue.
Moment. It's in the police affidavit of what Karmelo Anthony said when they put the handcuffs on him. He said in statement on the affidavit, is he okay? All right? Meaning that he didn't premeditate, he didn't intend, he didn't do none of that. And it was self-defense is what Karmelo Anthony said. That's all I want people to understand, right? But even like people asking me, a lot of different things, and this case is very interesting because I always tell people all the time, it's hard for us to talk about a lot of the details in the case because a lot of the witnesses are minors. And so, it's only so much we can say, but literally say, hey, man, sit back, stand by, and look at us in court, right? And so that's the only thing. But we cannot, as Black people, allow them to give us permission to rise up.
Correct.
Everything about us is under attack right now. Everything. Our classroom, everything. We can't even talk about our own history.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like the reality is if I died today, the stuff that I've shared with you, what NGAN has done for Dallas, can't even be taught in a Texas classroom right now. It can't tell my story because I'm Black. And this is teaching DEI. This is teaching critical race theory. And so when people see the outrage, it's because what are we sleeping under a rock?
Come on.
The man is in the White House, man. The man is in the White House, man. The man literally said, man, I remember one statement, man. I told somebody, man, this dude here, man, this is crazy. I remember when the dude when the plane crashed, the next day in the media was sitting in the Oval Office, and that fool he say, they say you gonna pay visit to the water area where the plane crashed, and the dude literally looked at them and say, what am I gonna do out there? Go swimming? Yeah. I said, man, listen, man, this damn fool. Listen, man, it's over. Man, it's over with, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to picture Obama saying that. I'm like,
man, they would have blew the house, man, recall like everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh my God, y'all. That's crazy. That is crazy. But y'all, I'm not gonna keep y'all. Y'all can go check this out on Real Life Street Stars. It's a premiere. It's actually playing right now. But y'all, I'm not gonna sit here and keep you guys through all of this. But y'all, the judge is getting threats, death threats. This guy, he's trying to help the family. He's saying that Carmelo's not a savage. It's sad on all parts. Everybody, lost something, right? In this situation, it's sad. It's very, very sad. But y'all, we just gotta stay prayed up. We just gotta stay prayed up. We gotta stay prayed up, y'all. Cause 2025, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's been a year. Y'all, it's been crazy. It has been really crazy. Really, really crazy, y'all. But I'm not gonna keep y'all. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel, you guys. Check out my other lives. Check out the live that I did earlier with the family. The mother spoke earlier. Check that live out, you guys. It's sad. It's very sad. But y'all, we're gonna see. We're gonna hopefully wait and see what happens. Hopefully, I pray that he gets a fair trial, that everything goes well for him. And like I said, prayers for both families, because this is a sad, tragic situation. But fair is fair no matter how you look at it, right? Let's just say that fair is fair. So we're gonna see what happens, y'all. And as things drop on this case, anything new or whatever, I'll definitely go live and share it with you guys. But y'all, just stay prayed up, keep y'all's head on a swivel, and y'all lead with love, peace, and tranquility. As always, y'all, no matter what race you are, we are all once, if you cut me, cut this person, that person, we all bleed the same color blood, right? No matter what our race is, our blood is still red, right? So, this stuff needs to stop with all this, craziness. And we just need to come together and just say right is right and wrong is wrong, no matter, what, color you are, what color race, what your sexual preference, whatever, right? Right is right and wrong is wrong. So, if, Carmelo, uh was defending himself. He told, Metcalf touched Carmelo first, and Carmelo was right to defend himself, right? At a young age, 17, they're still young. They're not gonna do, they're not gonna react how we would as grown people. But at the end of the day, it's sad. And y'all, just pray for both families, you guys. And y'all, I will definitely, Ken says, for sure, the lounge, yeah, just pray for the families, y'all. Pray for each other. This world is getting crazy, right? It's getting crazy. I mean, you know, my family has whites, blacks, Mexicans in it. My family is mixed with, everything. Every pretty much race got, my cousins, moms from Thailand, you know, my nieces and nephews, some of them are mixed with Mexican, got white people in my family. So, it's, we should all come together. But, not everybody agrees, and that's okay. But, for the people who are level headed, good hearted people, I mean, that's what we have to do. But at the end of the day, we got to say God has it all under control, right? We just got to pray about it. But y'all, I will catch y'all in the next live. Lead with love, peace, and tranquility as always. And y'all, it was great. Thanks for stopping by. Bye bye.